What's up, guys? This is Titan Lifestyle Friday, back in the lab once again, and I have John with me.
Woo!
It's finally great that he's back. It's been a while. This man is hustling and muscling 24/7, but he's back in the lab. It's good to be here. Tune in every Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's live, so get your questions ready. We'll get our thinking caps on. We're going to jump into Therapy of the Week, some Titan events, and also a specific topic to one of the Titan things that we offer here today. So first off, we want to get some shout outs, see who's jumping on here right now. I see the real Hokey on here, but yeah, it's good to have you back.
Dude, it's good to be back. It's good to be my
back.
brother.
It's good to be
Drew,
back.
I mean, listen, man, I've been hustling, bustling, trying to get some different things going for 2025, and Drew's been holding it down like the true champion of Titan that he is, man. So I know he's been rocking it with you guys, informing you guys. You guys been interested in all the different things he's been talking to you guys about, from the different things. Drew's got some great topics, and he's got some good ones lined up for you today. So do I, and I'm happy to be back, man. Titan Lifestyle is what it's all about. That's what we live every single day. So it's good to be back, my brother.
Good.
Another mother.
Always good.
And we're gonna get it on. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more. Got it? Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's jump into the Therapy of the Week. If I can have Brian pull it up. Me and John touch base on it. As you guys and girls know, every week we talk about Therapy of the Week. We highlight one of the Titan therapies that we have here. A lot of times there's specials on it. So if you hear us talk about Therapy of the Week, make sure you tune in or call 727-389-3220 to see if there is any specials. Speaking of specials, 10% off any weight loss therapies that Titan offers.
That's right.
So that's Semaglutide, that's ECA Stack Plus, Titan Complete, Tirzepatide, AOD 9604, L-Carnitine, fat burning cream, and also Titan Complete. That's like my one a day right there. So
and Tesofensine.
Ooh, Tesofensine, yes, that's the new one. That's Titan Trim.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tesofensine. So Tesofensine, difference with ECA. That's like what I get every week.
So difference between that, ECA Stack Plus is ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. So you're talking about thermogenesis effect, fat burning effect. You know, you're gonna get you're getting stimulants out of this, so you're gonna get energy and you're getting good mental clarity. Tesofensine is a little bit different. There's no ephedrine or caffeine in it, right? But what does it do? So what it does is it's a triple inhibitor, basically. And at that point, what it does is increases dopamine, it increases some different chemicals in the mind. For one, to curb appetite. Two, to give you natural energy, right? So if you're feeling good, you don't have any cravings per se, and this one can be teamed up with a number of different therapies. So, you know, the big ones that have been teaming up with this one have been Semaglutide or Tirzepatide.
Right.
Because at that point, they really don't have to keep going up in dose, and they can use the Titan Trim along with it, and it's been getting a really, really good effect for a lot of people.
Now with the Titan Trim, you know, it gives you energy. It's more natural energy, not like, you know, the high stim.
It's not a stim.
Could you take it with ECA Stack Plus, or is that too much energy?
So, you know,
because, you know, people are going to look for the best, everything they can get out of Titan.
There may be a contraindication between ECAs and Titan Trim, like taking both those together. But, you know, that's up to you and the provider. The provider might say okay to it, but, you know, that's something that you want to look into with them and talk to them about. Like, I mean, it's a good one. I would definitely do ECA Stack Plus, and you can do ECA Stack Plus with pretty much all those.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you could triple threat those things.
Yeah, you could do ECA AOD and Semaglutide. That's like the ultimate right there. ECA AOD, Tirzepatide. I like ECA Stack Plus because I use it before I work out. It's a good stim. But I need to eat. I don't want anything that's going to suppress my appetite. That's just me.
Yeah.
But if I ever do decide to suppress my appetite, I'll probably try the Titan Trim as well.
Yeah.
I always have people ask me, what is it good? How does it work?
Yeah.
You know, I could tell you guys how things work, but I'm going to be honest. I haven't taken Titan Trim. I'm probably not going to take it because I need to eat. Like, you know, my metabolism's crazy, but ECA Stack Plus, Titan Complete, everything, even the L-Carnitine. Most of the times when people see L-Carnitine, you'll see it in a supplement store. It'll be in a bottle. It'll have a large cap, and the cap is like the measuring. You dump it. You know, it's usually like a cherry or weird flavor. To me, it tastes like cough syrup. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes people, it's not bad. I want to enjoy something if I'm going to eat it like that. So, and again, if you're drinking it, like we've always said for years now, always injectable is the best way to go. It's not going to affect the food in your stomach. It's not going to make you nauseous. You're going to get every last milligram or microgram of whatever you're injecting, as opposed to excreting it out through sweat or urine or even feces. So, Yeah,
absorbency for sure. You want to go with the highest absorbency, right? You're putting in your body, you're taking these things. You might as well get the best of the best out of it with no fillers or no anything else with it, just straight L-Carnitine.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then at 500 milligrams per ml is what we got for L-Carnitine alone.
That's a lot.
That's a super high dose.
That's a lot.
It's a super high dose.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot out of it. You're getting a lot of bang for the buck.
Almost,
for real.
Yeah, that's a lot.
For real. And you know what's cool out of this whole thing is like we would run like the specials for like Semaglutide and Tirzepatide last month or whatever. It was like level 1 and level 2, and you got $50 off or $100 off the second level package. With this, with the 10%, you're getting way more. So you're getting a better deal on that. And you can make your own like triple stack and hit 3 different types of ways for fat loss. And let's talk about it. So we can do either like ECA Stack Plus or Titan Trim, which are oral. And then we can do any injectable. So we have an oral therapy. We have an injectable like Semaglutide, Tirzepatide, AOD, L-Carnitine, Titan Complete. Or you could do, and you could do Titan Fat Burning Cream. So now you have a topical, you have an injectable, you have an oral. And
everything.
And you're making your own avenue, right?
Every avenue, yeah.
So you're attacking it 3 different ways with 3 different therapies are going to get you a better result all the way around.
And again, too, 10%, I mean, I'm a numbers guy. I'm always adding stuff in my head and numbers and all this stuff. So, I mean, the more you spend, the more you'll save.
Right.
I mean, Tirzepatide, Semaglutide, you're looking at, what, $55?
Yeah.
You're saving. Tirzepatide, you're looking at $65 you're saving. So that if you get Tirzepatide and Semaglutide, you're talking about saving over $100, just those 2 savings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, jump on it right now. And again, it ends the 10th.
Yeah.
So
it's today, right?
Yeah, today. Jump on it.
Another one was like ECA Stack Plus because that's the most inexpensive therapy, right? And that one you really get a lot of bang for the buck too price wise. So
10% of.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if it's $90, you're getting $99 off, right? You're getting the $120 package, you're getting $12 off, but it still adds up because we've never ran any discounts on ECAs unless it was like a summer package.
I haven't been here for years and I've never seen 10% off of anything. So that's big.
It's big.
If you want to load up.
Absolutely.
And again, with some of this stuff, you can they order as much as they want?
Yeah.
Because this, certain things people say, I want more testosterone. We can't do that.
Sure.
The doctor, medical provider, they decide that 200 mgs is literally the max. But with this stuff, like John said, you could order as much as you want. So if you really want to, you could save $200-$300 and just order a bunch of it right now and just have it. I know this stuff lasts too. A lot of people they ask about the shelf life. AOD, nice. All this stuff will last
at least 6 months.
At least 6 months.
At least 6 months.
And even the fat burning cream, regardless of what it says, I mean, I would advise you guys to throw it away past the expiration.
No.
But I had the fat burning cream. I'm not gonna lie, for like 2 years. I found it in my drawer and rubbed it on. And I was like, it's still good.
It still works.
So this stuff definitely load up. Get a 10% savings. But we got a good question on here. Yeah. Vivid Moxie's asking, what is PCT?
Yeah.
PCT is an acronym for post-cycle therapy. Usually a cycle is, like I've said before, a concoction of therapies or testosterone or something that things people are taking. PCT could also mean coming off of your testosterone therapy treatment. So what is it? Enclomiphene. It's one of the topics I'm going to talk about today. It's going to get your natural test levels back. HCG is another good one too. Costs a little more. I'm an Enclomiphene guy. Some people say HCG is stronger, maybe on paper, but I like it better.
Yeah.
But basically, it's what you take. PCT is basically what you would take after your testosterone treatment. If there's a decline in your testicular atrophy or whatever, to get everything back to normal again. That's pretty much what post-cycle therapy is, what PCT is. And again, 2 or 3 things that you could use here at Titan for that would be Enclomiphene. You could do HCG. There's other avenues as well. But again, everything's going to be based off of blood work. I heard a lot of times people will take things on their own, over the counter, under the counter, get it from whoever. And what they do is once they stop, they just say in their mind, oh, I need to do a PCT. And then they just on their own start doing things. If you do it that way, you don't even know where your levels are at. You may not even be that far in the hole. You may be too far or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like self-diagnosing. So I say this every week. If you're not going through a medical provider, you could be doing yourself a misjustice. You could be taking something you don't need to be taking, even wasting money. I mean, I've seen guys take 3 or 4 different anti-estrogens, and they may only need half a dose of one. It gets crazy.
Mark this.
Yeah.
So PCT, post-cycle therapy. Drew's been excellent as far as describing it to you. So at that point, like when you're going off of testosterone, whether you're going on it through a doctor or off doctor, listen, what's going to happen is your levels are going to drop. So you need something to naturally spark up your natural testosterone levels. Now, if you're taking testosterone right through Titan Medical Center or a provider, then you're taking this along with your testosterone. That is a true way to do it. That way, if you do want to get off, your natural production is never shut down. Never shutting down that natural production. The other thing is the aesthetic properties. You don't want your testicle to shrivel, all right? You don't want baby prunes. You want to make sure it looks good, right? Not only just works good, functionality. And what I'm talking about is sperm. You don't want a low or a small sperm count. When your girl or whoever it is not going to like that very much, I'm telling you. So at that point, don't just think about, I'm not worried about fertility. I'm not worried about aesthetics. You want all the benefits of the therapy with no negative side effects, right? Or no downtime, optimal results, doing optimal things. And that's truly what it is. So if you're taking things and you're not prescribed by a doctor, I would definitely suggest going to a doctor. And the reason why I'm saying this is Drew knocked this right in the head. You should be getting a blood test to see what's going on. And not just to see what's going on because, where am I at? To see if what you're getting is real too, right? Yeah. And you don't have to worry about that going through Titan Medical Center or somebody that is a real medical professional and is doing the right thing. So that's just our advice to you guys, and that's what PCT, and that's what you should probably do without PCT. You should get a blood work done, right. And at that point, go from there, see where your levels are at. And then listen, if you're doing your own thing, that's up to you. But if you really want to do it right, you can go through us or somebody that's like us, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to be like, we're the only people.
No one's like us. You can go through another clinic, but no one's like us.
No one's like us. Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice. But at that point, you want to see what's going on. You want to make sure you're good, and not playing Frankenstein or not playing the guessing game. And don't just go to somebody that you think knows what they're talking about. You need to go to somebody that really knows what they're talking about. Right. All right, and that's what it's really up to.
And another thing too, John said a good point is to take your Enclomiphene while you're in your HRT or TRT, whatever you call it. Yeah. The reason why is because I always see post-psychotherapy, I've never seen CT. I know, shout out to my boy CT Fletcher, but in terms of psychotherapy, I always hear post-psychotherapy, what I'm going to do when I'm off or before. What about psychotherapy? So if you're taking Enclomiphene, it's, your psychotherapy. You don't just wait to stop cold turkey and wait till, like John said, your testes are the size of raisins, and you don't want like that. Keep it maintained. Keep the oil in your car. Keep the gas light, engine light off. That's right. So,
good one. You want to answer the next one? Does your body stop producing testosterone when you're on TRT?
Does it stop producing it?
This goes right along with what we were saying.
Yeah, it goes right along with, that's like John said, the Enclomiphene is what's going to trigger or start your real testosterone. Yeah. If you load your body with synthetic testosterone, what I mean by that is if you go have a bottle of testosterone and you just take a whole bunch of it, that's not doing anything, like John said, for you going to your testicular atrophy, which means shrinkage of the testicles. Yeah. So if you keep hearing me say that, your nuts are shrinking.
Yeah, so Tommy, when we talk about this, right, does your body stop producing testosterone when you're on TRT? Mark this, Brian. So your body will stop producing testosterone if any exogenous testosterone enters the body. What does that mean? From an outside source. So like Drew said, if you inject it, right, you inject one shot, you have the possibility of shutting down your natural production. If you take a cream, you have a possibility of shutting down your natural production. If you take a pellet, natural production. Sublingual, natural production. So how do you go about going on testosterone without shutting down all natural production? And that was Enclomiphene or HCG or FSH that we offer. These things will make your body still keep thinking it needs to run, right? So everything is working optimally. So that's the right way to do it. If you do not take Enclomiphene or HCG or FSH or some sort of gonadal support, you're going to shut down your natural testosterone levels. If you get off testosterone without doing something like that, you're going to crash, and that's not going to be a good feeling. Depression, weight gain, confidence, ED, all these things and more could happen to you. So at that point, I would do things the right way, and that's why I would call us, the professionals, to really help you guys out.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be crushed. I know people that have
crying.
They think as long as they just keep taking more and more synthetic. I call it synthetic because it's not,
Yeah, it's not bioidentical.
Yeah, they just keep taking more and more. I don't know why my libido's gone. I don't know why I can't eat. Maybe I need to take more tests. No. You need to get like Enclomiphene to get the right things going on. People just keep taking more and more and more, and it's just, if you're taking an extreme amount of testosterone and you're not getting any type of the benefits from it, something's off. You know, if you're taking 3-4 times what you should or what you're supposed to, which is dangerous anyways, that's a whole nother show. But when you're doing it like that, you're not really, like, if you're doing so much testosterone and injecting so much and you're still not horny, you're still not hungry, you're still not recovering, something ain't firing. You know?
That's right.
And what's not firing is like what John said. Like,
That's right.
You're nuts, pretty much.
You know, he's right, and that's what happens. Like, you take this exogenous testosterone, you're not taking any sort of gonadal support. There's a signal that goes from your brain to your testicles, and that signal gets cut off.
Yeah, that fires. It's like no muscle-mind connection. There's nothing.
That signal is like blocked, gone. Yeah. See you later. And at that point, your testicles like, all right, cool. We're going to vacation. We're going somewhere sunny, and we will see you later. And at that point, it's just like any other muscle in the body almost, where it goes through atrophy. You don't work it out. You don't utilize it. It's not firing. It's going to go through atrophy, and that's what happens.
That's like, that's like the guy that's, the bodybuilder or the guy that's been taking testosterone on his own for so many years, and you just keep taking more and more. He's the guy coming to the gym with his gym bag. He's tired. He doesn't feel like being there. He's just, let me go through the movements. Like, you shouldn't feel like that if you're taking testosterone. You should feel good. Like,
Absolutely.
Sense of well-being isn't talked enough about in TRT or HRT, and I think
that's the main thing.
It's the main thing. Like, you just feel good. You feel young. You don't know what it feels like to feel good if you haven't felt good for a while.
You feel good about yourself too.
Yeah, like you just feel good. You're in a good mood. Like, people aren't aggravating you. If you're pissed off with the way you look, if you're pissed off with what's going on, it's hard to function with people like that. But when you're because there's nothing like you're not a man.
Yeah,
you're pretty much not a man.
No, I agree.
You're taking massive amounts of testosterone, but there's nothing making you that man. That man comes from basically you're nuts.
It does.
I mean, for lack
that's
of
where
a
it
better
stimulates.
term,
That's where it stimulates from, man. So it is what it is. Do me a favor, Brian. Gain, train, ban him. I don't want anybody trying to direct sales on our lives whatsoever. Yeah, thank you. Next question. Is 4,000 calories too much for a bulk at 5'11", 160? Trying to get to about 175, 180. What do you think?
I'd say everybody's different. On paper,
That's
it may be a certain thing, but you could be a hard gainer. You could be a guy sensitive to carbs. You could be fast metabolism, slow metabolism. Everything's different. I know guys that could actually gain that are my size on 4,000 calories.
Yep.
But and other guys may need even more. 8 to 10, I've heard.
Yeah.
If 300-400 pound guys. So I mean, it's dependent on you. I would basically just say increase whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're only eating a certain amount of food a day, total weight of your food, try to make that 1.5 or 2 times higher. Just get in more food because I mean, I don't know. It's so hard. If it was easy like that, you could just Google search it and figure it out. That's the reason why they have nutritionists and trainers and all that stuff. So. That's a hard one. 4,000 is a lot of calories, though, for someone that's 150 or 160.
It is a lot of calories, and then you got to ask yourself, well, what kind of calories are we talking about? Clean calories, dirty calories, and then what are these macros made up of? I mean, that's the next question. I mean, you can keep it simple, I guess, but
and how old is he too? Kyrie. Yeah. How old are you? 18. It makes a big difference if you're 18, if you're 50.
Yeah.
If you're 50, 4K is going to hit you a lot different than if you're.
It's true.
18, 19, 20 years old. When I was younger, I would eat a lot of calories, dirty calories. Now I would never do that. So. And every once in a while, I'll I have to eat something. And I eat it. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah. You feel guilty about it afterwards, right?
Terrible.
So do I.
I feel terrible.
You're like, it's gonna be good. Like, you're like, man, I should have ate
2 or 3 bites later. It's like you start thinking about all the like all the bad things. This is the hamburger that was 10 years old, and this and that. It just goes through your head and grease and all that processed stuff. No,
I'm definitely down with it for that. I mean, so it's gonna be a personalized question, like kind of what you're doing, because we don't even know how much you're training right now, what you look like right now. I mean, you're 160 pounds, but 160 can be carried differently for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, I know guys that go compete. Maybe physique guys that go on stage that way, and they look crazy, like in a good way.
Yeah, they don't look 160.
Yeah,
look 180 at least.
Yeah.
So
I would also say last thing I would say, don't look so much as the calories, just because you say you're trying to get to a certain weight. I say this to a lot of times. People try to get to a certain look.
Right.
If you find someone that you want to look like, figure out how tall they are and get to a certain look, because you might get to that weight and you might look worse. It might not look the right way.
Yep.
So try to get. It's good to have goals and see if you're losing and all that. But unless you're getting scans on your body and stuff, don't just go over the total weight. Just go off of a look you want to go for. Because I'm the same way. I could lose 15 pounds and people be like, man, you look great. And I'm all depressed thinking I'm getting small. Then I could gain 10 pounds and people be like, you used to be a monster. I'm like, what? I just gained. Like, throw the scale away and look at the mirror.
For real. I mean, it should definitely be the way you look in the mirror, the way your clothes are fitting, and then how is it going progress-wise, right? Yeah. It's each week, are you getting better? Are you looking better? You know, are you getting stronger? Like some of these different things you should be looking at, and then you can kind of tell. And that's where we talk about the accountability coming in, and then, you know, taking maybe pictures of yourself. You don't have to share them with anybody, but take them for yourself so you can see them. You know, do the posing, you know, do all that stuff so you can see literally how much you've changed.
There's no excuse now. Just think about before phones, before cell phones. You usually have to take a picture and wait on the picture, and people sending pictures in the mail. And
for real.
I mean, now you can literally just set a tripod, record, you go through everything, go back, pause it, look at everything. It's no excuse.
There's no excuses, for sure.
The real hokey has a good one.
It says, does AOD have to build up in your system, or does it work independently per injection? So it works independently per injection. AOD is a 176 amino acid sequence of the 191 that are in growth hormone. So it's literally the sequence of growth hormone that boosts metabolism for weight loss. It doesn't do any of the growth properties. It's not going to raise your IGF-1 level, but what it's going to do is lipolysis and lipogenesis, burning fat, right? And having your body not store fat and using its energy too as well. So that's how AOD works. No stimulant effect in it. Yeah. You know, it's usually generally regarded as safe for everybody to use. So this one's a really good one. Now, people ask me like, oh, what should I use this for, right? And I'm like, well, if you're going to lose like 10 pounds, maybe 12 pounds, like this might be the one to go with. But if you're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, then we need to start looking at like a GLP-1. Yeah. Like, you know, I seen somebody the other day, you know, like, I need to lose 30 pounds. I want to go on AOD. I'm like, well, I mean, you can go on it and lose weight. Yeah. It's just going to take longer for you to lose.
Yeah, and it also depends how much you weigh. I mean, if you're 6'8", 300 pounds, you might be able to lose 30 on it. But if you're, you know, 5 foot 430 pound female, it might be harder. I mean, that's a big percentage of your body weight. Basically.
It's true. So. Let's get to your topic, Drew.
My topic, benefits of Enclomiphene citrate. It's for bodybuilding, but it's also just benefits in general. Like we talked about this earlier, what Enclomiphene does. I'm not really going to get into too much what it does. I mean, in the topic I will. But basically the benefits, like what does it do? We've been talking about a little bit, testicular atrophy and all that. Not just to get your levels up, it helps in a lot of other ways too. And the easy thing too is with Enclomiphene as opposed to HCGs, it's a capsule, so you don't have to constitute anything, which means, you know, when you mix it in the water, you have to store it in the fridge, you have to inject, you have to throw the needle away properly, you have to do anything with that with Enclomiphene.
Great for traveling too, because it doesn't have to be refrigerated.
Yeah, you can just throw it in. You don't have to refrigerate. You don't have to sit there and tell people at TSA they think you're a drug, you know, whatever. They think needles. They don't understand, you know. Unless they're with Titan, then they understand. But pretty much some of the pros with Enclomiphene: boost natural testosterone, preserves muscle gains post-cycle therapy. So this is like we talked about earlier. Fewer estrogenic side effects. So it's not going to boost your estrogen. So if you are on HRT or TRT, chances are you're on a anastrozole or tamoxifen, something to, you know, control your estrogen. So this is, you're not going to have to worry with a spike with this, like at all. Like, I mean, I haven't seen a boost in estrogen off this. But again, if you're doing stuff the right way and you're taking other stuff, that's not going to happen. And again, it's oral administration, no injections. Helps with fat loss a little bit. It's crazy because when I was talking to John earlier with this topic, with this article, it's a good article actually. They had the cons in here. Like, I'm talking about the pros. And some of the cons, these are the cons. Regular blood work required. Right. You want that, so that's not a con. You know, they may say it's a con because you physically may have to go get your blood work done, but that's a good thing. So if blood work is required while you're taking something, that's what we preach here at Titan. So it's like perfect. Another thing it takes. It said one of the cons, just in case you guys pull this article or you see it behind me and you say, oh, he's not touching on the cons. It takes time to show effects. Like I told John earlier, if I take Enclomiphene, my libido goes up that day, like instantly. So obviously something's going on. And then with limited availability and legal restrictions, because you need a prescription, because you need your blood work. So everything goes hand in hand. So far with Enclomiphene, I have seen 0 side effects or 0 cons for myself personally. And I haven't heard of too many people saying they don't want to take it. Right. I've heard of people saying they don't like HCG, they don't want to inject, or their estrogen gets too high or water retention. But I haven't heard of nothing bad so far about Enclomiphene. You know, attacks the pituitary gland, attacks the testicles, like what John was saying earlier. It's gonna let me see if I can find this earlier. I was looking for this last night to find it for you guys. Increases muscle mass, enhances recovery, improve recovery time. So a lot of times people think of enclomiphene as only being like to keep your levels good, but it's actually going to help with performance as well. So in terms of bodybuilding, weightlifting, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get faster, increase muscle mass. I don't hear any articles, that's why I like this one, that's talking about enclomiphene for muscle mass. If your testosterone, especially your real testosterone, is going up, testosterone is HRT.
Right.
So that's what bodybuilders and people like, you know.
That's right.
So hand in hand. No estrogen,
Yeah,
close cycle,
it's
fat
pretty
loss,
simple.
it's like everything.
This is going to increase testosterone levels, and how it does it is basically the hypothalamus ignites the LH, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone. That ignites the testicles, and testicles ignite testosterone. Testosterone goes up. Now, what are you doing? You're getting all the benefits of testosterone. Have I seen aromatized in patients? Yes. Does it aromatize in every patient the exact same way? No. Is there lower estrogen aromatization? Absolutely, from testosterone, 100%. So, like, this is something that's very beneficial for a lot of patients out there. Their levels usually do increase really well. And like you said, when your testosterone levels go up, then you're getting all the benefits of testosterone replacement therapy too as well. This is more of a natural route for us here at Titan Medical Center, but this is added into your HRT program too through us. Because like I said, we want to make sure the testicles are still going. Even if, you know, you're like, hey, listen, I don't care about that, fertility and all this, like, we're going to make sure that you are doing everything properly because you're getting all the positive effects and no negative side effects. And this is just a benefit to your TRT or HRT program. Trust me, this is giving you an extra boost in your system. Like, you want that extra boost. It'd be like you in a race right now, right? And you got V8 twin turbos, and you're like, oh, damn, I got a nitrous tank too? I'm going to pop this nitrous one time. Pow, and I'm past everybody. And that's just what it is.
Good question. Do we? Yes, we do. Ohio. Someone was just. I'm not sure.
Yes,
where I
we
saw
do.
it. Yes.
Ohio.
Someone said can they order peptides to Ohio? Yes, peptides
Yes.
as well as HRT and all that stuff. So Pat Scott, if you're out there, you need blood work, give us a call. We'll send you to some place closest to you. We'll coordinate with them. When the blood work comes back, we'll call you, go over everything with you, and we'll get shipped out to you right to Ohio. Also,
this is the last day for blood special discounts. So $130 for the full male panel ends today. $200 for the females. This will be the last day. We did it for 2 weeks. We've done this weight loss thing for 2 weeks. I wanted to get you guys a big jump start on the new year. So starting Monday, all the prices are going back to where they're at. You can lock it in today if you want to, and that way I'll accept it. I'm like, all right, cool, they locked it in. They want to order. You pay for your visit. I'll accept that going on next week. But if you don't contact us, then we're going to have to go back to full prices. Just as what it is.
Yeah, so you could get 2 different discounts right now. I mean, if you want to get the blood work discount and get the 10% off, you could be saving hundreds of dollars if you get stock up on some good stuff. Better discounts.
Seriously,
better discounts.
Even if you're a patient, you're like, oh man, I might need blood work in a year or 6 months. I can just buy it now and I get the discount now. I'll just use it then.
Exactly.
So it doesn't. There's like no like, oh, you got to get the blood work by next week or 3 months. Literally, we had people go for like a whole year and they didn't get their blood work done. We're like, hey, listen, go get your blood work. Go, oh my God, this is still good. Absolutely, go get it. Awesome. I mean, it's only a benefit to you
get your blood work
guys.
done yesterday and still call today and get blood work special. You don't need to go get your blood work, but you can pay for it or do whatever you have to do and get the discount. Use it when you need it.
That's right.
Do we have a veterans discount? Barber Tips is asking.
So we do a veterans discount, but on the discounts that we got right now, like at weight loss therapies, is better than the veterans discount. So at that point, like, it just depends what you want to do. But we do some discounts for veterans too, and Leos. So all Leos out there gets protective pricing too as well.
Yeah, obviously, once it comes up to Veterans Day and Memorial Day, look for stuff like that. That's usually when I see stuff floating around.
Yeah. I'll make it specifically for you guys.
Jose Hernandez says, thank goodness I got my ECA Ultra.
Ooh,
ECA Ultra, that's a new one. We don't hear that much. We hear ECA Plus, ECA Stack.
Yeah.
ECA Ultra is kind of like a ECA
the red
Plus.
and white ones.
Yeah, it's the ECA Plus stack.
Those are good, man.
Those are one of my favorite ECAs, the red and white ones.
They are. Yeah. So the red and white ones, if you guys don't know. So usually we always had the ECA low and the ECA high. Well, this is the ECA ultra. So this has everything that the high has in it, but it has the back end of 5 milligrams of yohimbine, which is awesome. It's not too much, right? It gives you a great effect as far as a stimulant, and it's awesome synergistically working with the ephedrine and the caffeine for fat burning. Also, aphrodisiac.
Oh.
So that's just another plus.
Yeah, and if people are asking Yohimbe, it sounds weird. What is that? Yohimbe is all natural. It's from a tree bark.
Yes.
It's basically comes from a tree bark, all natural fat burner.
Right.
Similar to Tribulus, but Tribulus is not as effective at all as Yohimbe.
Definitely not. How do peptides affect blood panels? Well, peptides usually don't affect blood panels in a negative way. And the only thing you can really find if you look at blood panels and using peptides, the only one that really pops up to me is like GHRH peptides, growth hormone releasing hormone peptides. Those will usually, either they'll stimulate your IGF-1. Yeah. They should anyway if you're taking it from us. But everything else usually won't get affected. It's like testosterone's not getting affected, estrogen's not getting affected, progesterone's not getting affected, vitamins aren't getting affected, like liver functions aren't getting affected. Now, if you take like thymosin alpha-1, your immune system's going to get boosted, but that's not going to show in blood. So at that point, there's no really negative side effect of blood panels as far as when you're taking peptides.
And thymosin alpha-1, if you guys are wondering, because that's a big word, that's basically TB500.
Oh, no, it's TA1.
TA1?
Yeah. Thymosin alpha-1 is, it works in the thymus gland. And the way that it works is that it
I always thought, I stand corrected.
Yeah, so, thymosin beta-4 is what you're thinking of. And thymosin beta-4 is TB500. So TA1, thymosin alpha-1, we had it for a long time. When COVID hit, what happened was what thymosin alpha-1 does is it creates more T cells. It revs up T cells. And there's two types of T cells. There's killer cells and there's helper cells. And what happens is these killer cells, they go after cancer cells, sick cells, and they go after them, they eradicate them. And then what happens is the helper cell comes in and it makes that cell healthy again. So this is awesome. Now, thymosin alpha-1 we used for a long time. Even me personally, Charisse, the whole nine. What happened was when COVID hit, there was a pharmacy out there that was spouting off to these doctors, and they got on these seminars, and they were saying, well, this is like the COVID cure. Doctors were getting on the internet and saying and touting this as a COVID cure. That doctor lost her license, and at that point, the FDA was like, nobody's to make thymosin alpha-1 again, because people were using it and touting this as, back then what was going on.
Yeah, now that you say that.
It was so at that point, listen, thymosin alpha-1 is back. Okay, they finally said, all right, this is okay to do again. So I've been taking it again. If you get sick a lot, which everybody's sick, right now, this is a plus. If you have autoimmune diseases, this is a plus for you. Honestly, if you've had cancer treatments, this is a plus for you. This will help your cancer treatments be more effective. It will help vaccinations be more effective. It's a super cool peptide. It's the best for the immune system, hands down. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. He's good with it.
I love this. I feel like a geek, but man, I'll tell you, it's good stuff, guys.
Yeah, shout out to Christian on here, Strength Daddy. Shout out to Rock on here, Rockabye.
Rockabye.
Haven't seen Rockabye in a while.
Oh my God, Rockabye, bro! What the hell?
Yeah, Rockabye. Remember? Yeah. The turquoise Titan with the arms and veins.
Rockabye,
you gotta get to Tampa, man.
Dude, bro, for sure.
Gotta get to Tampa, get some workouts in or something.
Definitely.
Rockabye.
Definitely.
Rockabye's shout out to Rockabye. Rockabye's kind of crazy too, because we used to do videos in Miami. He would drive from South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
All the way. He would literally drive. He's like, all right, I'm gonna beat you there. I ain't coming. I'm driving. He would drive from South Carolina to Miami to work out and do all the stuff we did. Wow. And then once he's done, he would drive back.
That's dope.
That's hardcore.
That is hardcore for sure. What do we got? We got one from Slain down there. What does that say? Is anything good? Can they read chat? Absolutely, we can read chat. We're seeing everything, guys. Come on, come at us.
We got all kinds of screens in front of us.
Give us some good questions. And as you guys are giving us some good questions, oh man, I gotta get with y'all for sure, 100%. So I remember when you've walked into Gold's Lakeland, everyone would stop and look at your arms.
Oh, wow, Gold's Lakeland. Yeah, I remember Gold's Lakeland was great. Man. I used to like that gym. It was like a weird. I used to live out. I lived in Lakeland for a little bit. Yeah. Wow, it's been a long time.
It's crazy.
I'm not familiar with the name J.C. Butler, but yeah, I appreciate it.
We appreciate the lightning times
arms
5.
Is still here, still going strong with his arms.
We were in the gym training yesterday. Drew looked insane. Dude. He don't stop looking insane. It is what it is. All right.
Love it.
Strength, how nice is Tampa? Tampa's pretty nice. I mean, it's like 60-something degrees outside right now. I think it's warmed up from yesterday.
Today was the warmest of the week. I think today the high was 70 at 2 p.m. sunny, but then it's going to drop in the 60s. But, we're not complaining.
Definitely not. Yeah. Better than Louisville snowstorms right now, for sure, 100%. Rockaway said, I need some Hercules. Hell yeah, bro. We need to load you up with some Hercules for sure.
Rock, you're done with the Hercules. His arms is...
he wants other parts.
Hercules had his arms... Made me want to put on a hooded sweatshirt when I see that guy.
I was the loud guy at the front desk that said, "Welcome to Golds." That's what JC Butler said.
Oh, JC. Oh, wow, JC. Yeah, man. He was like, this guy was like the best front desk guy. Hey, man, welcome to. He as soon as he said the loud guy, I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What did Slade say on that?
What's that?
No, I'm asking Brian. What did Slade say? Advice for Ironman training peptides.
Good one. Ironman training is like endurance.
Yeah, it's
severe endurance basically.
You're swimming, you're running, right? You're doing all that. I mean, for this, obviously, listen, you want to take like a GHRH peptide for sure. You need to get some recovery in there with PPC 157 and TB 500 because you're going to be training hard for sure. And then endurance and stamina, a little bit of Hercules potion. I even know Ironmen that used to have this, and some of these professionals, they would take it with them on, like even cyclists, they take it with them, and then when they were rolling, they would shoot the Hercules on the way and do it and get more because ornithine is everything. Anti-fatigue amino acid, you're ready to go. So yeah, these are some good ones. I mean, Hercules for sure. Definitely. Hercules for sure. I mean, and then ECAs maybe too. I mean, you could definitely get some pump out of that.
Even some of the other peptides we have, not so much for the pump, like IGF or
IGF-1 would be a good one.
HRT would be good.
I mean, testosterone would be good too.
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely good ones. Showing that, I'm excited to see what Aceta will be able to do with Derek. Should be good. So I seen this, right? I seen this. So I see what Sean Ray is going after Aceto.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
getting interesting. Get the popcorn ready for this one.
I'm like, man. So yeah, I mean, listen, Derek. I mean, he looks amazing, right? And it's gonna be. It's gonna be a crazy year this year, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Because Hammy's out of it now, so like Derek had Hammy, so it was kind of like, all right. So it's a new training coach for Derek. Which listen, Derek's pretty good. I mean, he's pretty disciplined in what he does.
He's known as getting people shredded.
The
people
technician.
People are like, oh, you're not dry enough, you're not in condition enough. You need to get with Chris and get on that fish diet and all this stuff. So we'll see what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
I know Rockabye had something back on the other questions. If you could slide the screen over real quick, Brian. I think he was asking about something.
You say explain BPC 157.
BPC 157. Yeah. BPC is actually the strongest healing peptide that we offer here at Titan Medical.
Yep.
It's an injectable therapy. You constitute with water. Use the insulin needle and you spot inject closest to the muscle. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to fix the pain rather than mask it.
Yep.
It's going to help with the connective tissue and ligaments and repairing process.
Yep.
It's not going to, reattach a totally separated injury or something like that. If it's too far gone, it's not going to help it. But small tweaks, slight tears, injuries. It's by far the strongest. I've used TB500 high dose by itself before. I've used other stuff. This past time I used BPC, I did high dose, which is still high dose recommended from a doctor, not my own high dose. And I did that, and I felt like I had like a little tear, like not a tear, but like a pull where my lat hits my tricep from doing some rows. And as soon as I felt it, I was like, I shut it down, and I started blasting the BPC 157. Within a week, I forgot it happened.
Oh wow!
So yeah, that was the first time that it was really, I really noticed how quick.
Yeah.
You guys know I've been training hard and heavy for years. I've had tears. I've had this. So if I feel something and I shut it down, as soon as it happened, I was like, I think it's like a slight tear or a bad pull or something, and immediately took it out. So basically, for to put it short, it's going to heal your elbow and take the pain away. It's the number one thing people ask for. I have pain in my elbows. What can I take to relieve the pain? And we're not relieving the pain. We're fixing it too. So that's the main thing.
Absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Like not masking the problem, but actually getting down to it. Angiogenesis. So that's kind of what BBC does. So people ask, well, how does BBC get the blood to go to those areas?
The what? Oh,
yeah. So how does it get to the blood to get to those areas, right? Because that's what happens usually. You injure something, inflammation happens, and blood's restricted to the areas. Yeah. So at that point, what happens is angiogenesis. So angiogenesis is when new blood vessels are formed to go to that area, and that's what BPC 157 does. BPC 157 actually came from the gastric juices. They were isolated from the gastric juices in our stomach, so they're really natural to the body too. Somebody was talking the other day actually. And they were like, "Oh, is BPC safe? Is there any negative effects?" I'm like, "This is one of the safest therapies you can possibly take, and you can do this in so many different ways. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to inject subcutaneously closest to the injured site. And that's the way you want to use it. and you can use it pretty much anywhere in the body as far as that goes. Don't directly inject it into whatever's hurt. Like, you have like a tendon, you're like, oh, right in the tendon. Don't do that. Do subcutaneous. But it's amazing. It's an amazing therapy. They were trying to take this therapy away from everybody, and luckily, the pharmacies have thumbed their nose at everything, and then, we'll see what happens after the 20th with all these 3-letter agencies.
Smoking Disciple is asking, is there something like NPP he can run without holding the water? NPP, nandrolone phenylpropionate, is basically like a fast-acting deca, nandrolone decanate. Something he could take care of tight without holding the water.
If you're clean,
what'd you say?
If he's very clean, MK.
Yeah, MK6, that's what I was going to say. MK677, I hold a little water on it, but it's only the first week.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like my body's adjusting to it. Now, and now if I take it, I realize that, okay, it's just like first couple days or a week. Yep. And it's not holding water to the point where it's like visible to other people. It's kind of like me, I know.
Right.
But yeah, MK is going to get you big, it's going to get you strong, you're going to be eating like crazy.
Yep.
And you're not going to have to worry about your prolactin or progesterone issues that you'd have with nandrolone phenylpropionate.
Right.
And MK doesn't convert to estrogen, so you don't have to worry about estrogen either. So.
Or ED issues.
Yeah, and so it's a simple capsule. Simple capsule or tablet or whatever. It's oral. Take it once a day or however you're prescribed, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And it's gonna work a lot faster than NPP too. Nandrolone phenylpropionate, it's nandrolone, so nandrolone always takes a while. Even if it's regular nandrolone or regular deca, that takes 8 weeks or whatever. People start noticing and this and that. And not only that, when you have problems with NPP or deca, even after you stop your last injection, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right. You're still on that ride.
Yeah, there was a high school kid, offensive lineman or D lineman, big, huge high school kid. Yeah. He hurt his knee. His mom brought him to the doctor. They gave him an injection for the pain. They didn't ask what it was. A year later, he failed the piss test, NCAA, because he had nandrolone in his system. So another thing you have to worry about.
Absolutely.
So definitely MK. And again, like John said, you have to make sure your diet's on point. Make sure your diet is on point, like on point with MK.
Absolutely. Water and diet.
Yeah. Holding the water.
Yeah.
BP sounds perfect for me. I've tried IGF and Ostarine.
Yeah, Ostarine's a SARM. I would definitely get blood levels checked to make sure your levels are good too, because that's going to shut down natural production.
Yeah.
That's why I don't.
There was a high school. Speaking of high school athletes, there was a high school athlete last year or the year before. He broke all the records. He ran a 9.8 100. He actually failed a PED test, performance enhanced test for Ostarine. Yeah. And a girl on the high school girls team who was also the top runner in the whole country and this and that, she failed it. And then now someone is saying that, I don't know if it was liver, or he's having some type of issues.
Yeah.
He's having some type of issues.
Huge liver toxicity with SARMs.
Yeah, he's having some type of issues, and he's like, basically, like his life went from being way up here to way down there.
Yeah.
He's a kid from Florida, played at Florida school down there, too. So.
Yeah, SARMs aren't worth it.
Not good. Not good with SARMs, too, because there's no way to, like, it's almost like guinea pig. You don't really know what's going on. They're not prescribed. They're not. I mean, like, what is it? Like, what?
SARMs, I mean, listen.
I know what they are, but it's just like, what is it?
It's, people think that it's a better substitute than taking testosterone because it's not testosterone. It's not an anabolic steroid, right? Yeah. It's like, it's less. But it's worse. It's going to shut down your natural production just like testosterone. So if you take testosterone and you stop it, it's going to shut down your natural production. Yeah. So is Ostarine or any of these other SARMs. The benefit to testosterone is one, it's testosterone. Two, you're not going to have liver toxicity or issues. And then, I mean, it is what it is. You're going to get shut down either way. So, but if you really need it, that's the way you're going to want to go for sure.
Vivid Moxie is also, as they say, is that like RAD 150? I think he means RAD 140. Yeah. MK677 is a lot safer than RAD 140. Yes. RAD 140 is a lot more toxic. Yes. People take it because it's kind of like, they get more hard or this and that, but it's way more toxic than MK677. And again, you could only take RAD 140 for real short periods of time, like less than MK. So MK, you could probably go 8 weeks or whatever, but RAD, I mean, not good. Yeah. So it's not about what the mirror looks like and how good you could look. You got to be careful with some of this stuff. Some people don't care. Some people are just like, I'm going to take it as long as I look good, and then 5-10 years later, or not even, maybe it could be 5-10 months later, you were right, and then now they're stuck with something that's going to be there either forever or going to be, levels don't just jump right back.
No,
when you do things on your own.
Absolutely.
If you were tight or something like that, and you stop something, they can come back because we can do it all the right way. But when people are out there just taking whatever and they just stop, some guys don't have a libido for 6 months, a year.
Right.
You know, so not good. Not
Yeah.
good. So I'm not a fan of any type of.
You don't want to get in front of that hottie, man, and not be able to perform, right?
Yeah. Because
embarrassing. You might not get that chance again.
Yeah. She might think there's somebody else.
Right? Oh, that's true.
You must be getting somewhere else. You don't want it from. No.
That's true.
You know, a lot of times women talk about, they have issues with hormones and this and that, or certain times in a month and blah blah blah. Guys get that too. We just don't talk about that much. So if a guy's testosterone could be off, he could be, oh, my testosterone's off. Not like I'm on the rag, but like, oh, I'm on the, something.
Right.
Yeah,
I got low T.
Exactly. I'm low T right now. Don't talk to me right now.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Celine said BPC sounds perfect for me. I've tried. That's what we just said.
Yeah. That's straight though, man.
Yeah.
Good show today, for sure.
Good show today. It's been almost our time's almost up. Let me just make sure there's no good questions. I'll check last time.
Yep.
Yeah, Sean Ray. Christian.
I just watched that stuff. Just watch it and its layout.
Looks like it's it for today. Brian, can pull up the events real quick. I know we have Cars and Couture. Cars and Couture is coming.
February 8th.
February 8th, Cars and Couture. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
You got to bring anything new out there? Or what?
I'll probably bring the Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck?
Yeah, I'll bring that and the Lambo probably.
Yeah, Cybertruck's nuts, man.
Put the lights on.
He had me nervous for the first time, I think, ever. And you know me, I'm a Hellcat, fast, whatever. He said, go ahead and put your head against the seat. We're in the car. He said, go ahead and put your head against the seat. I was like this. He said, boom. It was just 0 to a million in 0.0 seconds.
I mean, it's crazy.
I'm obsessed now with Cybertruck.
It's crazy.
I was like, I hate Tesla, whatever.
I'm the same way.
And then now I'm like, I'm obsessed with the Cybertrucks. They're beating Lambos on drags. Like on a drag.
And they're tanks, dude.
And they're not even really like, crazy expensive like that. They're beating cars 3-4 times the price of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Tesla for putting together a good truck. But it might be at Cars and Couture. Again, Cars and Couture, 14th Annual Collectors Gala. I believe this is Autism Speaks, I believe.
Yeah, Autism Speaks. And
Autism Speaks. So if you guys want to donate, write the check for that. It's a big thing. You can help out with
Motor Enclave. This is going to be a hell of a place. If you haven't been there, it is beautiful.
Yeah, I still haven't been out there. That place.
Super high end. Wait till you go out there. It's going to be ridiculous. Nice. So, Jacob's Touch Foundation. This is what we're benefiting this year.
Nice.
Okay.
Jacob's Touch as well. Let me scroll down real quick. Let me just see Jacob's Touch. It's community-based organization in Tampa area dedicated to providing financial care and assistance to families and organizations supporting children on the autistic spectrum.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Shout out to them. We're gonna
sure.
So let's do something with them too. Masquerade.
Yep, the Masquerade. That's what their theme is this year.
6 to 10. So is it like a black tie type thing, or is it like a theme?
Probably. I don't know. They're probably wearing a mask. I'm not wearing no mask though.
Okay.
We'll be walking the runway though.
That sounds good. But that's pretty much it. We're getting flagged. We're about to be cut short. It's been an hour. This is Titan Lifestyle every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, also Instagram. And if you're on YouTube, hit the bell and also the podcast. Titan Lifestyle. John, see you.